Thanks for having me again today. I just want to tell you guys that this is so boring without you. We really miss you, and I miss your conversations, and I miss all of your comments. So just know that it's not the same without you guys, and I hope you guys are doing well. So let's continue today talking about essential skills in the workplace. We're going to discuss 4 different skills today: reliability, initiative, appearance, and honesty. Once again, as you're looking for employment, there are many skills that employers are going to hope that we have in place. But as you're looking through any type of job description, I'm pretty sure that you're going to find these skills and more that employers are looking for out of their staff. So let's continue. Let's start with talking about being reliable. Reliability. All employers hope to hire staff that are going to be counted on, that can be relied upon. So let's talk about how we can show our employer that we are an individual that they can definitely count on throughout the day, throughout the shift while we're there. You guys have the definition of reliability. Notice it's a noun, which means it's a person, place, or thing, and you guys should know this because of your English courses. But reliability is the ability to be relied upon, to be depended on for accuracy, honesty, and for achievement. So how can we show that we're reliable at the workplace? Because all of our employers are going to expect us to achieve tasks that we were assigned to do. So let's start with the start of our day. Once you enter, your shift begins and you show up for work, more than likely your supervisor is going to let you know, here are some things that I want you to take care of today. So once you are given your assignments, so to speak, then partly how we can be relied upon is let's make a list. So here are some things that I need to do during my shift time today. I'm not sure about you, but lists help keep me on task. I love sticky notes. If you don't have paper and pen to make a list, how about maybe if you have sticky notes? Because yes, we can remember lots of things. Our brain is a huge tool. It's a very unique tool. However, sticky notes can also help. They're bright, they're bold, and I love writing things on there that I need to do, and then I also love checking things off once I've completed them. Another way that we can show that we're reliable at the workplace is just stay focused. Once again, limit distractions at the work site. Limit distractions with your cell phone, with friends coming by, with family stopping by. All of those things are going to take our attention off of finishing and completing a task, and it's going to back up other things that we need to do as well. Once I complete a task, I feel pretty good, and I'm sure that you will too. So a part of being reliable, have a plan, stay focused, give yourself reminders, give yourself a time frame, and complete those tasks. That's going to earn some trust with your supervisor. Let's move forward talking about reliability. How about other ways that we can show that we're reliable is keep your word. If you tell someone that you are going to do something for them, that's almost like making a promise. So if you've ever had a promise broken, you know how it really hurts. So if a customer asks you to do something and you say, sure, I'll do that, then make sure that you keep your word. If you tell a coworker, I can work your shift tomorrow. If you tell your supervisor, yes, I can work Saturday, then keep your word. That is a characteristic that will definitely show our employer we're the person that can be relied upon. How about follow through? According to some statistics, this is where a lot of employees fall short, is we don't follow through with what we say we're going to do. We don't tie up loose strings. We don't finish things. So once again, Let's say you work at Walgreens and you greet your customer as they walk in the door and you ask them, is there anything I can help you with today? And they say, no, I've got it. Okay, then if you see that customer later on, just, it doesn't cost anything for you to say, did you find everything you were needing? Simply because they're going to appreciate that. They're going to know that you care about them. And it's going to show that you're reliable, that you are the person they can count on if they didn't find what they need. So they're either going to say, yes, I found it, or no, can you assist me? And that's when you follow up and say, sure, I know where that's at. Or, I'm not really positive where it is, but we'll find out together. I like this statement, do it now, not tomorrow. Please don't procrastinate while you are at the work site. Second shift, third shift, other coworkers are not going to appreciate it if you don't do what you are supposed to do while you're at work. So let's talk about maybe why people procrastinate. Maybe people procrastinate because they truly don't know how to do something, and they're afraid of asking how to do something. Keep in mind, our coworkers do not care to show us how to do something as long as we ask them. It's better for us to ask than to not complete the task. Keep in mind, while we are working, it is your responsibility to do the things that you were asked to do. We can't say, I'd rather not do this, but I can do this. This is my favorite thing to do, and this one isn't. It's not up to us to put off those tasks. It is expected of us to complete them. So once again, that's why those lists are so important, those checklists, those to-do lists. So it helps keep us on task and to know that we finished first, second, third, fourth, fifth, any expectation that our employer has of us. Obviously, if we are hired by anyone to do a job, whether we're hired to cut the lawn, someone's lawn, they're going to expect us to do it with accuracy. So a part of us completing our job is not just to say, hey, I finished, but it's to complete it with accuracy. So let's say, for example, you were hired to cut someone's grass. I'm not the best at cutting grass, so I may run over someone's flowers. How about if I spray grass clippings all over the vehicle, or I don't sweep up and clean up afterwards? Do you truly think they're going to hire me back to cut their lawn? More than likely, no, because I showed them that I didn't complete the job with accuracy. I'm sure that you're just like me. If I go to a hairstylist or to the salon, maybe we want our hair a certain way. But if the person is distracted or if the person just doesn't listen, maybe I'm going to be an unhappy customer afterwards and be unhappy. Yes, maybe they did it in 10 or 15 minutes or within an hour, but it turned out totally different than what I was expecting it to or what I asked them to do. Let's say you like your cheeseburgers without pickles, but then when you order it and you pick it up, it has pickles on it. Yes, you got the cheeseburger that you asked for, so the person did complete the task, but someone did not pay attention to the order in detail with specifics, and now we have pickles on our cheeseburger. Not that I have anything against pickles or cheeseburgers. I love them, but keep in mind, as a customer, we may have some specifics of how we like things done, and if the employee is not paying attention to us or they just do things how they want to do them, truly that's just not good enough. So let's move forward and talk about initiative. Has anyone asked you to think outside the box before? I'm sure you've heard that many times. So let's talk about and discuss that and discuss it further. So once again, you have the definition of initiative. And once again, you notice it's a noun, which means it's a person, place, or thing. Initiative is one of my favorite topics simply because it gives us individual power. It gives us an opportunity to complete a task. It gives us an opportunity to move forward and take action without being told to do so. Do you see yourself as a competitor? Personally, I don't think I was ever a competitor. I was just super happy when everybody won and everybody had a fun time. But I have learned it's very important to be competitive at the workplace. It's important to let your skills shine. It's important to let your employer know you can think independently and that you can see a bigger picture. In the 2016 movie Hidden Figures, several women had a unique opportunity and had an important role in assisting with outer space missions, especially with the Friendship 7 mission with John Glenn. They were very important and just necessary with computing numbers and to assist with this massive mission. If you remember Katherine Johnson's character, I just loved her character. I loved all the characters in the movie, but I loved her character, and I will always remember something she said. And she said, "I look beyond." And that just struck me simply because every day at the workplace we need to look beyond for solutions, look beyond for planning, look beyond to reach those goals that you have in mind. I'm sure you're very, very familiar with LeBron James, the basketball star. And I love reading his quotes. Simply because you think someone like LeBron James has never been told no. Someone like LeBron James has never been told that he can't do this, he can't do that. But he has, in one of his quotes, he said, every day you're going to wake up and someone's going to tell you that you're not tall enough, you don't have this specific weight, you don't have this specific skills, you're not this, you're not that. He said every day the world has a no all ready for you. But we have to get up every single day and say, you know what, today there's a yes for me. Today there is an opportunity. I'm going to seek it out. I'm going to find it. Not that I'm going to prove you wrong, but I'm going to live my life to prove me right. Here are some other ways that we can show initiative at the workplace. We can develop our initiative. For example, we need to learn the products that we sell. So a part of developing our initiative is learning how things work so that you can fix them. Take things, let's say you work in a garage and someone comes in with a nail in their tire. They're going to expect you to know how to plug that. But if you've never done that before, then you're really not going to know how to do that for them. And more than likely, they're going to go to another garage, and they're probably going to have some poor recommendations for you on your social media page. So challenge yourself. Learn how things work so you can learn how to fix them. Obviously, if it's something you want to do, you want to learn everything about how that works. Another way of how to learn to take the initiative and cultivate your initiative is to talk to those coworkers that you look at as a mentor. Ask them how did they get where they are. Ask them what did they do, books that they read, important things that they have studied, things that they were involved with, so that they learned more about their job. And then last but not least, speak up. Let your employer know that you have suggestions and you have recommendations. Your suggestions may not be taken right away, but over time, your employer will know that you're someone that is bold, you're someone that can think outside the box, you're someone that can be a risk taker. And moving forward, employers want to be super competitive. Employers want to show that they can sustain their employment and keep their customers happy. Initiative is all about doing the right thing. So, without being told, employers share with us that so many times throughout the day, they don't have time to hold anyone's hand. They don't have time to explain everything to an individual, and they hope they're working just as hard while they're not there, hopefully, as when they are there. So another way to show that you can take the initiative is keep yourself busy. Don't just sit around and let someone else tell you, hey, this needs done. Can you do this? Make yourself available. Tell your supervisor, hey, I can do this, I can do that. If the floor needs swept, do so. If tables need wiped off, do so. Keep in mind, these are some of your job responsibilities. Another way that we can take the initiative in the workplace or show that we have initiative is be unique. The workforce is full of average people that just want to clock in and clock out, and that's really what all of their expectation for the day. Not to be bothered with doing anything else. I'm just going to be here for the 8 hours, 6 hours, and earn my paycheck. Keep in mind that employers want to hire people that are independent thinkers, that can be motivated, that can keep themselves inspired, and can lead other individuals. Another way that we can take the initiative is learn something new. Assist your coworkers if you see that they need assistance. Assist customers, because there's lots of ways that we can continue to learn at the workplace, and one of the biggest ways to do that is to be involved with our coworkers. Instead of saying things like, I wasn't hired to do that, this is not my job responsibility, if you know that this is a task that supervisors want done, if you see your coworker struggling, pitch in and help. It's definitely going to be good for you. So once again, the best investment you can make is an investment in your personal knowledge. Knowledge is power. Let's talk about appearance a little bit. All employers have a dress code in place. Dress codes are not in place to hurt people's feelings. Dress codes are in place simply because employers want to have a respectful environment for coworkers and customers. As you can see on this on the slide, our appearance, we have a casual appearance. We can dress casually at home, but if we're going to work, we definitely need to follow those guidelines set in place by our employer. And we've all been told that a first impression is definitely a meaningful impression, and that we don't have a second chance for a first impression. So each day that we walk into the workplace, what we are doing by our body language and our mood is we're telling individuals, our coworkers and our customers, that we have the skill set and the confidence to approach any task and finish any task. So this is the definition of appearance. Notice once again it's a noun, which means that it's a person, place, or thing. Appearance is more than how you look. It's more than your clothes. It's your facial expressions. It's your body language. It's your posture. All of these things make up who you are as an individual. Not only that, once again, it tells customers and coworkers that you're confident about yourself and you're confident about your profession. So, no matter what type of career choice that you've chosen, all employers are going to have a dress code based on the environment that you work in. For example, if you work in construction, you are going to be asked to wear steel-toed boots. You're going to be asked to wear a cap of some sort, a hat of some sort. You're probably going to be asked to wear a vest so that you stand out with individuals in vehicles, passengers. That's reflective gear. If you work in the food industry, we're going to be asked to wear hairnets, aprons, gloves. Obviously, if you work in the healthcare field, face mask, and all these things are for your personal protection and for the protection of your customer. So keep in mind, dress codes are not in place to make you feel less of an individual, to not express your inner personality. Dress codes are in place to protect you and to protect the employer. Not only that, you are a brand of your employer. Body language is such a big part of our appearance. It actually makes over 50% of our appearance. It's the biggest conversation is our personal body language. So keep in mind, I can follow the dress code. I can show up to work in a uniform. I can show up to work with my badge on, with my employer, UPS, Verizon, AT&T, and but my body language may tell customers that I'm not really happy about helping you. We all know what the eye roll is. We all know what. Those are all conversations that we can have without saying any words. And of course, those can be misunderstood. However, just look at some of the examples with on the screen. And of course, once again, we can misunderstand all of these things. But the first thing that pops into our mind is, okay, this person feels like, maybe this is a stupid conversation. Or if my arms are crossed, maybe it shows that I'm closed off, that I don't want to talk about something anymore. Maybe if I'm looking down at you, it tells people that, you know what, this is just getting on my last nerve, and I'm just going to do this to appease you. So keep in mind, open body language, having a proper greeting, having your uniform on, your name badge on. You are representative of your employer while you're at the workplace, and it is my job to be of assistance. It is my job to be welcoming. It is my job to be approachable. And body language is one of the first conversation starters. No supervisor ever wants to have a conversation with us about our personal hygiene at all, ever. It can be a sensitive conversation. So before our work shift, make sure that we get up in time to get cleaned up, to get our uniform ready, to get presentable, simply because, once again, we represent that employer. I am a brand of my employer, which means that any employer, once you put the name badge on, once you put the Taco Bell shirt on, once you put Verizon, once you put any type of logo on, BB&T, PNC Bank, what you're doing is you're telling your customers, I am a part of the promise that my employer made. So all customers are going to see you, see your badge, see the brand that you have on, and that's their perception that you are going to help keep the promise towards with me that your employer stands for. So once again, just present a neat, practical appearance, practice personal hygiene. Our employer and our coworkers will appreciate that if we show up to work looking good and feeling good. Another thing to keep in mind about appearance is the appearance of our workstations, the appearance of our workspace. Take time to disinfect lobbies, take time to disinfect the stations where you work. simply because it's not only good for your personal health, but it's good for your customers' personal health as well. It's also a part of our job responsibilities to assist with making sure that our environment is nice and neat and clean. Once again, if we have the attitude that I wasn't hired to do that, I'm not a part of the maintenance crew, keep in mind that to me that doesn't sound like an employee that is going to take the initiative and think outside the box and just look for ways to make their employer a place of business where everybody wants to visit. Keep in mind that we all have the right to self-expression. We all are individuals, but keep in mind certain tattoos, maybe non-traditional hair color, piercings, gauges, all of these things, even though it may be how I choose to personally express myself, it can possibly limit our opportunities with employers and with future employment. But once again, all employers have dress codes. If you do have a tattoo or piercing, most of the time employers will say, okay, according to our dress code, you may just need to keep this covered. Or they may say as long as there's no tattoos above the neckline, or if they're not negative in nature. Once again, try not to take this personally, simply because dress codes are in place for a respectful environment with coworkers and customers. Last but not least with appearance is we all have a voice. We have the right to share our voice. Social media has given us a great platform to do so. However, keep in mind that all employers look at our social media page before they hire us. So I don't have to post everything that I'm thinking. Be careful with things that you post. Be careful with things that you share. If you're on the clock, if you're on Twitter all day, or if you're on Facebook all day, then obviously I'm not working. I'm not paying attention to my customers, and I'm getting paid for doing personal things. The social media is awesome. The internet is awesome as a resource with virtual learning, with just being a part of the world. However, it can definitely, once again, be something that can take our mind off of our work and get us distracted and keep us distracted. Also, keep in mind, once you post something online, it's there forever. Okay? Our social footprint, our social media footprint does not go away. So keep in mind, once again, if you are looking for future employment with a certain company, if you're looking to have future employment with a place that you've always wanted to be, it is our own personal responsibility to think of our online footprint and the importance of it. Not only that, employers do look at those things before they hire us. So let's move on and talk about honesty. Honesty is another skill that employers hope to hire staff on board that not only have a value in this skill, but they also practice it as well. So once again, this is the definition of honesty. It is a noun, which means it's a person, place, or thing. I know you get tired of hearing that, but it means it's tangible. Honesty is the quality of being truthful by not lying, stealing, or cheating, but just by being sincere, fair, and trustworthy while you are at your job site. Not only at your job site, but think about, once again, who you are in your personal life as well. If honesty is a characteristic and a value that you believe in your personal life, you're more than likely going to carry that to your workstation. Honesty can create an atmosphere of trust and confidence between you and your employer. It can definitely lead to success. So let's talk about some characteristics that go along with you being an honest individual. How about just being truthful to others? Yes, we will share some criticisms between us and coworkers, but just keep in mind that it's not hurtful. It's not meant to be hurtful. It is just meant to make someone better and to make them aware of a behaviorism or a mannerism that may be negative. Just be truthful to yourself, and this goes back to just having integrity. Integrity is being able to tell yourself the truth. Once again, I do think as individuals, at the end of our day, we probably analyze, here are some things that I did positively, and here are some things that I may need to do or add just a little bit of work to. How about just doing what's said, doing what's right regardless of other people around you? If you see your coworkers doing things that you know is wrong, cutting corners, anything that involves anything negative with customers or your employer, once again, you have a decision. These are not things that you have to do. You are a free thinker. You are an independent individual. You can make a choice of whether you want to engage in those negative things or not. And then above all, we want to be someone that can be trusted. We want to be that individual that employers can leave their place of business and know that when they come back, everything is going to be just as they left it. Customers are going to be happy, and things are going to be, the atmosphere is going to be a place where other customers want to be a part of and come in and do their business and spend their money. Here are some other ways that we can show that we're honest in the workplace. How about doing what you say you're going to do? You know, keep in mind that our thoughts become actions, our thoughts become words, and those become actions, and then those become our mannerisms. We will all make mistakes at the workplace, but instead of letting them go or thinking, I hope no one catches this, just apologize for those things. Let your supervisor know you didn't mean to do those things. And then let them know, here are some things that I can do from now on. Supervisors are going to be more forgiving if we just admit to making a mistake up front rather than finding out 3 or 6 months down the road. How about surround yourself with positive people? Surround yourself with honest people. Choose people to be involved with that are individuals with good moral character, individuals that can be inspiring, individuals that can be motivating positively. Because once again, who we surround ourselves with usually leads to the way that we think, and then it leads to our words and our actions. So just creating an atmosphere in your personal life and at your workspace with people that are positive, people that believe in doing the right thing, I think will motivate us to continue to do those things as well. Did you know that honesty can lead to productivity? How can a skill as simple as honesty lead to being productive? I think if you work in an honest atmosphere, you want to go to work the next day. When you work with honest people, it truly makes us want to do more. It helps us to rise up and be that same individual. It gives us strength. It gives us power. And once again, when we enjoy where we work, we enjoy being of assistance. We enjoy learning more, and we enjoy making sure that we complete those tasks that we were asked to do. Honesty, once again, creates trust in the workplace. And I do feel that everyone here prefers to work in an atmosphere that they can come to work and have trust and confidence in each other, and that we're there for each other to help achieve the goal. I hope that you've enjoyed today's training. We have discussed reliability, initiative. We've discussed honesty and appearance. These characteristics, these skills, I'm sure that you're going to have discussed many times in your life. So I hope this has been beneficial for you. Thanks again for having me. Before we go, once again, figure out who you are, figure out what you want to do, and do it with a purpose. Until then, stay safe and happy and healthy, and I'll see you next time. Thanks so much.